Hey everyone, it's your girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I so appreciate you being here. In today's video, we are going to be continuing with the little note series that I have going on my channel, where we discuss our favorite notes found in fragrances. So far, we've discussed vanilla and marshmallow. Today we are going to be talking about coconut. I think what a lot of people love about coconut is that it makes any fragrance smell better. It's just a happy note. A lot of times when coconut is in a fragrance, it will give it this beautiful creamy scent. Sometimes it could be airy, sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it could pull earthy. I mean, there's so many different ways to do coconut. My favorite type of coconut is probably creamy coconut. I love a good creamy coconut note. Okay guys, so I don't want to waste too much time because we do have a good amount of fragrances here that I do want to get through. Okay guys, so the very first fragrance that I'm going to start out with is from Victoria's Secret. So yes, this is a fragrance mist, and this is their coconut milk and rose fragrance. Now I think they still have this line in store because I went there a couple of days ago and I could have sworn that they had this fragrance, and I'm not surprised that they kept this one because it is a beautiful scent. It's so gorgeous. I've really never smelled anything like this one. You know, sometimes Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works like to recycle their fragrances, but this one is an absolute original. Never smelled anything like this. It's clean, it's fresh, it has this floral vibe to it, but under that you have this beautiful coconut milk that is just so dreamy. It's not a gourmand scent, very reminiscent of like hair conditioner or something like that. So I would say that that's the kind of vibe that this does give off. I do like to go in and layer these two fragrances together. This is Still by Jennifer Lopez. They smell amazing together. So if you have coconut milk and rose and you have Still by Jennifer Lopez, believe me, the combination is just heavenly. You'll just smell clean, fresh, but sweet and creamy all at the same time. It's such a feminine combination. I mean, both fragrances are super feminine, but combined it's just a masterpiece. Beautiful scent. So I'm just gonna spray that on. I only need one spray of the Still because even though it's a very fresh, clean type of scent, it's this is so heavenly. Okay, definitely try this out. This is coconut milk and rose, one of the best fragrances to ever come out of Victoria's Secret, and for sure one of my favorite coconut fragrance. It is just so beautiful. The next fragrance that I have on this list is Dolce Garden by Dolce and Gabbana. Now a lot of times for me, coconut can be a bit elusive. Like sometimes it will be in a fragrance, but it's just so airy and it's just such a subtle scent. Sometimes it gets lost in the sauce. Okay, I'm not sure why I said that. That's not usually something I say. In this fragrance, that is not what you're gonna get at all. The coconut in here is pretty creamy. It's a bit sweet. You do have some citruses in here, some white florals. It smells so creamy, so tropical, so youthful. It's a feel-good type of fragrance. Whenever I smell this, I just think Caribbean vacation. It's really nice, and the coconut in here really does stand out. It's also a pretty long-lasting fragrance, so I would say if you love coconut, look into Dolce Garden by Dolce and Gabbana. The next fragrance that I have on this list is also by Dolce and Gabbana, and this one is called The Only One Intense. Now this fragrance also features a beautiful coconut note. It's one of the first notes that I pick up in this fragrance. I'm not saying it's the most prominent, but my nose literally picked up the coconut right away. Before I looked at the notes, I just knew that there was going to be coconuts in this fragrance. And this one is certainly dominated by a sweet jasmine note along with that creamy coconut. You get like a dark, I would say almost musky vanilla and some woods, and of course there's some more musk. Okay, some musky fragrance, but I do like this one, and I like the coconut note that is featured in this fragrance. So this is The Only One Intense by Dolce and Gabbana. The next fragrance that I have here is Purr by Katy Perry. Now this bottle is just so beat up. It fell, it broke off, the head rolled somewhere under my bed, under my dresser. I'm gonna have to go looking for it, but you know, I'm so sad about that because I do love the little weird quirky bottle. Sometimes I feel as though this fragrance does get neglected a lot of times. A lot of people seem to prefer or talk about the Meow fragrance a little bit more than they do talk about Purr, and that's probably because Purr comes off a little bit more mature, you know? It gives off grown girl vibe. It's completely different from Meow in that way. Meow pulls a little bit more juvenile. It's sweet, it's fruity, you know, it's creamy. It's a delicious scent, don't get me wrong, but we're talking about Purr today because Purr does have a beautiful creamy coconut note. This one is all about peach, a coconut, vanilla, and we have a very unique bamboo note in here. I've always liked this one. It was love at first sniff, to be honest. I remember going into Sears. They don't have Sears anymore. Does Sears exist anymore? I went into Sears one day. They had the tester out. I sprayed a little bit on my neck and went to another store, and while I was online in that other store, I was like, oh my god, I gotta go back, get that fragrance. When I smell this fragrance, I can't help but think hair conditioner. You know those fruity coconutty hair conditioners? That's kind of like what that reminds me of. Every time I smell this, I think about hair conditioner. Yeah, so that's really all I have for this fragrance. This is Purr by Katy Perry. The next fragrance that I have here is Sarah Jessica Parker's New York City Crush fragrance. I do think that a lot of people misunderstand this fragrance. I did mention in the beginning of this video that some coconut notes are very, you know, elusive. They're very fleeting. Sometimes it's just hard to pin them down, and this is just one of those fragrances. It features that type of coconut. Now the notes in this one are coconut, vanilla, and white flowers. Now the coconut here, it's not super sweet or creamy. I would say that this is void of anything sweet. I'm not really getting anything sweet. More of a fresh coconut scent that does retain some creaminess. So it's kind of like this sandy, airy, breezy coconut type scent. A bit boring, a bit linear. If you're not looking for anything super complex but you like coconut fragrances, it may be one to look into, but it's not the most exciting coconut scent. Okay, this is Sarah Jessica Parker's New York City Crush. The next fragrance that I have here is kind of new to my collection. It's a fragrance mist by Victoria's Secret, and this one is called Nocturnal Magic. Okay, so the notes in this one are frozen coconut and sheer magnolia. The coconut here is just beautiful. It's prominent here. This is for sure a floral, creamy coconut type of scent. And yes, you do get that magnolia under that aquatic coconut. A fragrance that this goes very well with is Purr by Katy Perry. I think they kind of give off the same vibe. I remember the first time I smelled this, I couldn't figure out what it smelled like, but once I started to wear it a little bit more, I was like, okay. The only difference is that this one does have an aquatic undertone while this one does not, but they smell very good together. And I think it's the coconut. I think they use the same coconut or something like that. Okay guys, so let's move on. So the next fragrance that I have on this list is Ariana Grande's Cloud. Now, this fragrance features a beautiful coconut note. I mean, the combination of that coconut with the praline and the whipped cream is to die for. The coconut is very strong. It's very prominent in here. So if you love coconut, this is definitely a fragrance that you should try out because, like I said, it's giving coconut, okay? Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this perfume, and that's only due to the fact that it does have a very woodsy, musky dry down that tends to lean a little bit masculine on my skin. Now, I've been wearing this one a little bit more lately, and I've been enjoying it, oddly enough, but every now and then the woodiness, the muskiness in the base tend to annoy me, but I have to admit that it has a beautiful, sweet, creamy coconut that is just so hard to miss and so hard to not like. And sometimes, you know what I think this is less of like a coconut milk or coconut water. This is more like coconut oil. Like, that's what I'm picking up on. Like, it smells like organic coconut oil, if I'm being honest. So yeah, this is Cloud by Ariana Grande. So the next fragrance that I have on this list is also not a favorite of mine, but the coconut water in this fragrance is so beautiful that I just had to add this to this list. And that's the thing that I want to put out there. Even if I don't enjoy a fragrance, I have no problem talking about it, giving you guys the pros and the cons, or the positives and the negatives of this fragrance. So that's basically what I'm gonna do with this fragrance. It is Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. The coconut water note in this fragrance is so beautiful. So intoxicating. So this is plum. We have some white florals. Of course, you get that coconut water. And of course, you have the patchouli, which unfortunately for me ruins the base of this fragrance. I just can't do with this level of patchouli. Very earthy, very potent. If you're looking for a dark, tropical, coconutty, floral, fruity, earthy type scent, very sexy, very intoxicating, very strong, very powerful scent, look into Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. But let me just say this, the patchouli in here gives patchouli, okay? It gives patchouli. The next fragrance that I have on this list is also by Victoria's Secret, and this one is called Coconut Passion. This is a combination of a beautiful tropical coconut notes along with some sweet sugary vanilla. So I actually love to wear this one in the summertime because this fragrance does very well when it's hot or when it's very, very warm. When it's warm, that coconut note along with that vanilla just really, really comes alive. It's not necessarily like a creamy lactonic kind of coconut. It's more of a tropical type of coconut that pulls a little bit much like shampoo. I mean, that's just how this fragrance pulls to me, but it's a beautiful scent, hence the reason why it's making this list. Very heavy on the coconut, so I think if you like coconut, it's definitely worth checking out. This is Coconut Passion by Victoria's Secret. So the last fragrance that I have on this list is by Bath & Body Works, and this one is called Coconut Cream Pie. When this one first came out, I did buy one of those, you know, the smaller size, like the travel size, and I was just so disappointed that I did that. But luckily they did have this one on Mercari, so I went and I bought myself like the full line, the shower gel, the body spray, the lotion, the candle. So like I said, I bought the full line because I really do like this scent. It's a very toasty, sweet, creamy coconut. It has notes of toasted coconut flakes, caramel, and golden pie crust. So yeah, this is more of a sweet, gourmand coconut scent, and it's one of the only ones that I have on this list. Okay guys, so that is it. Don't forget to let me know what notes you'd like to see me feature next on my note series. I'll do my best to feature most of the notes that you guys do recommend because I'm having so much fun doing these kind of videos. Okay guys, so that's it for me. Bye.